Too many people mistake authenticity, showing up authentically, with being toxic. I was with a family member at the market and I experienced something interesting. They weren't interested in what the person was trying to sell them. They were looking at the product of this shop and couldn't find what they were looking for. They started to feel irritated because they really needed this little purse. They were looking for a little purse because we were traveling back tomorrow and timing was getting tight. So they were starting to get a little bit irritated and just threw at them. Everything you have is just shit. Basically started having a serious attitude with them and kind of emotional dumped on them. It was very uncomfortable for me being around, but you know how it is. Family members, okay? As we were leaving, I still told them that their attitude, that their behavior was quite disrespectful, and they tend to do that a lot. And they said something very interesting to me. They said, "Oh my God, Prissy, I'm like that. That's just who I am. So just accept me like this and stop trying to change me, stop trying to criticize me all the time. That's just my personality. When I'm not in the mood, I'm like that. So accept me for who I am." And that's the topic of today because I've been seeing this happening a lot. And again, guilty as charged. I'm not trying to place myself as superior to anybody. It's because I have seen a lot of this in me and I grew from this that I think in a great place to share with you all this self-awareness advice. Too many people mistake authenticity, showing up authentically, with being toxic, disrespectful as and these are not the same thing. Showing up authentically, being yourself, doesn't give you some kind of VIP pass, okay, permission to talk to people like to disrespect others. And I want to go over that today. So, okay, sometimes you're gonna have to tell people to fuck off. You're gonna have to do it. And we hear that a lot. Motivational, inspirational content, you will be misunderstood. Do your thing anyway. Be yourself no matter what. It doesn't matter if people like it or if they don't. And honestly, it's kind of true. There will be times where you're gonna have to just do your own thing, knowing exactly what you're doing and why, and fuck what people think. It doesn't matter if you're misunderstood. And sometimes you're gonna have to tell people to get the hell out of your way. But I still want to set the foundation. In order to get there, there is still a foundation to lay down. Because too many people are walking around convinced that they are showing up authentically in the world, that their behavior, that this energy they are giving off is who they are, their essence, and really they are a walking ball of toxicity, a ball of chaos, a tornado. Building self-awareness is also realizing that at some point you're gonna have to put yourself in question. Developing the ability to do that is very powerful. I can be wrong right now. It's something to always have in mind. I can be wrong. It's possible. I'm gonna just leave that window open just in case I'm being super toxic, because you should never do that. If you're always convinced that everything you do is perfect, your behavior is perfect, and you don't let anybody tell you that there's a problem, that what you're doing right now is disrespectful or problematic, now you have unlocked a serious level of toxicity. The difference is very simple. How to know if, okay, you're just being yourself and people don't like it and that's their problem, or if you're actually being toxic and people are trying to tell you how to tell the difference. Well, it's very simple. Usually people who are toxic, okay, that difference lies in the fact that these people have no accountability, no ability to recognize their mistakes. They have no conception of boundaries, and so unable to respect other people's boundaries, your boundaries. They probably don't even know what a boundary is. And sometimes they do, but lastly, they lack self-awareness. They have no self-awareness. Yes, this ability to look inside, within, to look at yourself. It's a serious skill to develop. The ability to look at yourself, the ability to question yourself, building the knowing that you are human, so imperfect, so you will fuck up too. So sometimes it's you. That's self-awareness. That's looking at myself. And people like that don't have self-awareness. They can't respect other people's boundaries, and they are incapable of being accountable. Now that's the perfect recipe to be the toxiest person in the entire world. Who you are is precious. Your essence is precious, and that is what you want to express authentically. You want to let the world see that. Your soul's signature, your soul's personality. Being super toxic, being disrespectful is not your essence. That's not who you are. That's your shadow. Your shadow is not your essence. So showing up imperfect doesn't mean consistently be disrespectful and tell people to deal with it. They deal with me. That's who I am. That's how I am. That's not showing up authentically. That's being the toxiest That's literally the complete opposite. Letting people see how imperfect you are, recognize you're wrong, building accountability, that is showing up. So it's not about being imperfect, that's not a problem. Let the world see that, yes, but be accountable for who you are and your mistakes. And be willing to work on your wrongs and not inflict to other people your trauma, your toxic traits. So it's a delicate surgery. It's about going within enough to understand, okay, what's actually valuable to keep and what's not. All of this take work. It's not about becoming perfect. It's not about presenting yourself to the world perfectly again. It's about building self-awareness, coherence. It's about taking yourself, removing the BS and living the essence, which is the work we're all doing, right? The shadow work. Removing the BS that we don't need, that you know is blocking you, that you know is toxic for others and for yourself, and keeping who you are, which also is imperfect. It's not about perfection. It's just reconnecting with actually who you are, and that showing it to the world. That your essence, yeah, you want to show that to the world. You want to shine that to the world for sure. From there, well, you will still have people telling you, oh, I don't like you. I don't like when you're like that. Oh, I think it's disrespectful. Now that is bullshit. Because you know you're doing what you're doing because you have to. Now you're being soul led. And now, yes, you're going to be misunderstood. You're going to have people misinterpreting what you're doing and try to stop you from doing that, calling you disrespectful or difficult or whatever. And here, yeah, sometimes you're going to have to tell people to fuck off. This is a world of duality. It's a constant tango between the light and the shadows, between true and false, the real and the bullshit. And in that place now, this is a very different situation that looks like the former one, but no, it's different here because you're not consciously disrespecting people, you're not lacking self-awareness, you're doing what you're doing because you know you have to, because you know it's a calling from your soul to shine that way. Now, people like it or they don't, but openly, consciously insulting someone that you know didn't do anything wrong, that you know didn't deserve that, that's not your essence. And I needed to put this out there today. Little self-awareness tip dropping today. So yeah, I hope this hit the right spot and that is going to bring more clarity in your journey wherever you are. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.